And now it's morning. We've woken up. That's Granny, I guess, maybe?
Ah,
Yep, it's Granny.
you're awake. I'm so sorry.
I just had such a horrible dream. Benedict
Oh dear.
died, and I think he was deaf. I was told to find a weapon and go to Venice. I'm so confused. What does it all mean?
Oh no, you mean you don't know? That just makes this all the harder. What you think you dreamt was no dream, although I wish with all my heart that it was.
You mean Benedict is dead? But I still feel his presence as if he was with me, right here.
Many of us have died. My Joel, too, will never return home.
It feels as though there's a veil obscuring my mind. I can't even think clearly.
Don't worry. We all feel it. I'm sure it will soon pass, but you need to get moving. You can't stay here. Find something new to wear, change out of those tattered clothes. Go ask Matteo. He has a daughter of your age.
Matteo?
The blacksmith at the end of the village road. You really are confused. He knows a fair bit about blades, too.
Right, so something awful has happened. My true love has died, and it's quite obvious she wants to kick me out. Thanks, Grandma. Well, let's just check if I'm right about what happened last night.
Why did this happen last night?
I know this must be hard for you to understand, but there are dark forces out there searching for you. I've always tried to protect you as if you were my own daughter, but this village is safe no more. You must leave as soon as possible. Get as far away as you can.
What are these dark forces?
Hush, child. The time for speaking has passed. You must take your leave. But wherever you go and whatever you do, you must avoid the mountains at night. Creatures from hell roam freely, and no mortal's blade can cut their undead flesh. If you
What's
see
betting
them,
we're going to have to go
you
there?
must run as fast as you can. You are only a weak child. You would be no match for their strength. Now hurry. Go.
Thanks for the vote of confidence there, Granny. Is she my Granny?
You always cared for me.
I cared for you since you were given to me as a child. I loved you as my own.
My parents.
I cannot tell you anything about them. This is for your own good. It would not do you well to hear it anyway. Trust me.
Let's see if Granny knows about the moonblade.
Have you ever heard of a thing called a moonblade?
Hell and poison! There'll be no talk of such things in my home, however crumbled it may be. Maybe Matteo will dare answer your questions.
Interesting, so it seems she's heard of it, but my character doesn't. So have they been keeping things from my character? Quite likely.
Goodbye.
That was nice and final sounding. Okay, she's right. I do need better clothes.
You saved my life. How can I ever repay you? I know it's not much, but here, take these ducats. They're all that I have.
Oh, damn. I'll get more money.
I'm not looking for a reward.
You truly are a hero.
Yay, XP. See? I knew it. I'd get more ducats. Chickens. Chickens. What do chickens run away from
Hey,
us?
Scarlet, I need to talk to you.
Okay. Talk.
Thanks for your help. Still, you must leave the village. As long as you're here, we're not safe.
What do
Yeah,
you
it's...
mean?
Those assassins, we still don't know where they came from. But they were looking for a stranger. And you're the only villager that no one knows the next of kin. They came for you. Oh, and beware of the Patrono brothers. They hold you responsible for what happened and swore revenge should they see you again.
Great. So, it's all my fault, and people want to kill me for it. Yeah, not going to be sorry to see the back of this place. Guess that's Venice over there. Gosh, it's a long way away. Who's this guy? He's got
You
a
saved
sword.
so many of us, you clearly have the heart of a warrior. Take this necklace. May it bring you good fortune, or at least a healthy meal when you reach the windmill.
What is
Where
the
is this
windmill?
windmill?
It's a tavern, near the bridge to Venice.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay, that's the end of that.
So many good men have died. Who's going to mine the copper ore now?
Can you tell me more about the copper?
As you know, this village depends on the copper mines. I'm a merchant. Until now, I have sold the ore to traders from Venice. But most of the miners were killed. There's no more food on people's tables and there's nothing left to sell. At this rate, we'll have to abandon San Pasquale lest we starve to death. I think a few of the survivors went down to Ivy Creek. I'm sure they can tell you more. In the meantime, if you find any copper ore on the way down to the mines, I'll buy it off you for a fair price. I need to keep trading somehow. Oh, and before you go, I have an old Imperial sword on sale. It might be useful to defend yourself in the wilderness. If you bring me enough copper ore, I'll be happy to sell you the blade.
Geez, thanks. That's really generous of you. Let's have a look at this sword anyway.
I would like to trade.
It's significantly better than my poker, but I can't afford it just yet. Let's have a look at the at the character sheet. So, this is obviously my character sheet. Attributes, health, mental energy, and twilight. According to the manual, twilight energy seems to be sort of death-based powers. I guess I get those as I move on. And mental energy is for more magic-y things. Again, I guess I get those later on in the game. The only weapon I've got is my poker. Got no extra items. I've got no quest items. What's that? That doesn't do anything. That's my character sheet. Here's my skill tree. I don't have anything yet, but it looks like I can get moonblade mastery. That's the sword I'm trying to get. Swords, spears, hammers, and some extra skills that aren't actually connected to anything. These are my magic skills. So I've already got one. Not really sure what that does, but we'll put it on my hotbar. Then we've got my quests. Traders. Right, okay, this is obviously just going to list all the traders I meet in-game. Can I use my Raven skill? Currently not possible. Okay. Who are these guys?
Hey! Hey, stop! What are you, sleepwalking, going into the wilderness with a torn nightdress? There are still thugs out there. For your own safety, you should at least wear something you can't trip over.
He's got a point.
The blacksmith has a daughter of your age, or so I've heard.
Yeah.
Maybe he can help you out. Mind you, his daughter's a bit more the fully figured type, if you know what I mean.
Thanks. Love you too, mate. And I bet you know he's got a daughter my age. Wonder how you know that. Apart from it being a small village.
Hey, Scarlet, come inside my beautiful smithy. Sorry things aren't exactly shipshape. Last night, the roof sprung a leak, and my apprentice got a bit arrow-sick in the corner. Then to top it all off, I had to break my pliers over the long hat of an assassin. Apart from that, though, it's been business as usual. So, what can I do for you?
Well, at least he's taking a positive outlook on things. Let's see, clothes
I'm
first.
looking for some new clothes.
Looking as lovely as you are? Well, I can't help you find any clothes, but I've got a daughter about the same age as you. She keeps her clothes in a chest at my house, which is just across the road. If you can find them, feel free to help yourself. Just make sure you bring them back here for me. I'll give them a quick tweak, just to make sure they fit.
A slightly plasticky looking moustache. Let's ask him about the other things.
Hey, how can I help you?
Do you know anything about a moonblade?
Oh, cripes. The cursed weapon of the dead.
So it exists. That wasn't just a dream.
No. Yes, possibly. Look, I'm not really in the mood for such fairy tales. This thing was supposedly forged from a metal that is not from this earth, and it's said that undead creatures can be killed with it. If you ask me, there's no such thing as a moonblade, nor are there undead creatures roaming around. These are tales of the mountains and the miners. Of course, if it is real and you do find that blade, I'd very much like to have a look at it. In the meantime, you better use some real weapons and learn to defend yourself. I'm sure that brawler at the lower part of the village can teach you some tricks.
What are you going to do now?
Well, what do you think? I don't have many options. I'll go on working till the end of things, or at least until I find a better smithy. Like in Venice. Oh, how I'd long for a smithy there. If someone offered me a smithy in Venice, I'd move there right away. Oh, but wait, it'd take me about 10 lifetimes' work till I could afford such a smithy. So, forget about it.
Can I help you somehow?
You need to find those clothes first.
Goodbye.
Well, he's the first person who hasn't... Well, no, he's not the first person who hasn't blamed it all on me. But being an RPG, I'm going to repay him in the traditional way of looking around his house and taking anything he owns. And I wonder why his daughter's not going to be bothered about me taking her clothes. I've got some bread. Might be useful if we get into a fight. I'm just putting it on the 5 key because that's where I always put healing powers in games. Bit ramshackle up here. Ooh, what's going on up there? These skeletons about. They don't look new. I wonder why nobody buries them. It's quite nice that I seem to get XP for exploring places. So it encourages you to go off the beaten path a bit. Also, I do like the character design in this. It's obviously they don't have the budget to go for a photorealistic look, so rather than trying to fake it or do it half-baked, they've gone for a far more stylized look, which I think works, and they haven't skimped on the quality of the voice acting, which I think is actually more important than the graphics, because you get used to graphics, but hilariously bad voice acting is always hilariously bad. You know, none of the characters are trying to do accents. Whilst the game is clearly set in Italy, they've let the actors keep with their natural English accents, so it all sounds a lot more natural. Because they aren't trying to do a bad accent. So I think they did a pretty good job of selling the relationship of Benedict and Scarlet, even though they only had a few lines in which to do it.